It's insane. It's incredible. It's beautiful. It's priceless. This kind of energy, this kind of physiological state you can achieve within yourself, this kind of conscious expansion, this kind of magical, this magical thing that exists. Priceless. My name's Nathan, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you an incredible energy technique that you can use with your Lemurian Quartz. Now, I'm specifically honing in on Lemurian Quartz because I have a very special connection to it myself. I know a lot of my friends here do too, but I want to let you know that this technique I'm going to be sharing with you can work with other parts of quartz too. When I say other parts, I mean other locations. Other kinds of quartz. It doesn't have to be Lemurian Quartz, okay? So this is what's so incredible. There is this mystifying nature to our reality. And I think personally that a lot of us kind of forget about that because our lives get pretty serious sometimes. Our lives get serious. I mean, you've got your job, you've got your relationships, you've got this mission that you're on, whatever it is for you. So I want to share something with you real quick that might seem like it's not relevant, but it really is in this conversation. I recently learned that in the ocean, there is such this incredible ecosystem happening that there's these like little tiny minuscule microscopic plants you can't see with your eyes in the ocean, generating all of the oxygen which allows us to live our lives. Now, here's the interesting thing. Where does that come from? Well, it comes from the predators in the ocean that eat these feeder fish. So on one hand, it looks like there's a problem, that the feeder fish are losing their lives, right? Oh, this predator is eating these fish. But when the predator fish poops that out, that's what allows those plants to grow, and that's what causes them to flourish. And that's what allows those feeder fish who actually eat this plant material to even grow, and that's their food in the first place. So you see this circle here? A shark eats the feeder fish. Oh no, but guess what the shark poops out? It poops out fertilizer, which helps the plant to grow, which what? Allows feeder fish to eat. Not only that, but it allows us to breathe. Now, there's this whole cycle happening where it looks like bad things are happening, but they're actually good. And it looks like good things are happening, but they're actually bad. But it's really just this big circle. It's the circle of life. And it's absolutely amazing. Because, for example, in the universe, just out in space, when a star dies, it explodes and basically just kills all the planets that's in its system. Basically, I believe that it's about 5 billion years until our sun is predicted to explode. It's a pretty long time, so don't freak out. Not yet. But what's really cool is that when it explodes, the materials that are created in that like chemical explosion reaction are the very material that life itself is created from. So when a star dies, what it creates when it dies is the ability for new planets to be formed and new life to be formed. So it looks like they're wiping out planets, but they're also, that's what's actually creating them. It's this insane system all around us, and it's mind-boggling. And here we are. Here we are. This is us humans. Oh, society, human society. Oh, my job, so important. When there's all this crazy, insane stuff going on, just the requirements for us to be alive, for all the ozone, for there's literally like this shield that is blocking the solar rays that would vaporize and kill us. And that's generated from these continuous explosions of this intense nuclear reaction happening at the center of our planet, is producing a magnetic field that protects us from this stuff. Is that not insane? What's the point of this? What does this have to do with this new technique I'm going to share with you with these crystals? Dude, life is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. There are so many incredible things. Every single moment is made of pure magic. It's pure magic. Because just like in the ocean, how there's this cycle happening, the same exact cycle is happening in the universe. And what if the universe is just, just like the earth is just this speck of dust, but it feels so big to us, our universe could just be a speck of dust in another bigger cycle that's happening, where our universe dies and then a new one is born, or who knows what's going on. I have no idea, but something weird is up, Okay, something very strange is going on around here. Something very strange, don't you think? Like, what? How is any of this possible? Now, here's where your quartz is going to come in handy. I've got, holding in my hand right here, a piece of diamantina Lemurian quartz. The second one that I would recommend for this, if you don't even have quartz, but you have this crystal, another one that works really well for this is phenakite. There's this natural energy to them that you can tune into. And I know a lot of my friends have experienced this. If you have, let me know below, where you can literally focus on it. And at the same time, you're doing this subtle maneuver within yourself. I'll call this subtle maneuver allowing. You're allowing magic to take place. Okay. I got news for everyone out there. You can't do magic or spells or work with crystals unless you're willing to allow it to work. Okay. Because the power that is actually happening, a lot of people think that they're programming their crystals. I got news for you. You're using your crystal to program yourself. Your physiology is literally a computer, but we don't realize that because we're walking around day to day identifying with our body thinking it's us. But your physiology, your values, your beliefs on a cellular level are constantly responding to, interpreting, and creating how you're moving about in your life and your reality. So when you are holding a crystal and you allow this energy, you can literally feel these shifts. I mean, even just now, it's like my Lemurian Quartz is insane for me. I immediately start experiencing fifth dimensional consciousness. I start to see all these timeline options before me. It's like a key. It's like, okay, which way do I want to go? Because guess what? There's damn infinite possibilities and you are unlimited, my friend. Any limitations you've got, let that shit go, okay? This is the technique for the Lemurian Quartz. This is the technique. You're going to go ahead and you have to allow magic to take place, all right? That's first and foremost. You have to be willing to experience it. Drop that skeptical part of yourself. You've got to be like a child who believes that magic is real. And if you are struggling to do that, that's why I shared the whole thing about our planet Earth with you. Magic is real. Look at the fact that we are alive and how all this stuff is connected. Dude, magic is real, okay? So give yourself permission and allow something to take place. That's all you have to do. Now, what I do is I focus on mine. And what I do in this focus, it's a very intense, alert state of focus. I begin to let go. Let go of what? I let go of myself. Now, yourself, think about it like this. This is what I mean. I call this the false self. I learned that term from some of my favorite teachers. The false self, think about it like this. Oh, I'm human in society and there's this whole story that I'm living and there's all this important stuff and so said this to me and I'm still processing this and you're just constantly thinking and thinking and thinking and you can't enjoy your life because you're too busy chewing over some disagreement you had with someone last week. Like, okay, that's the self you need to set down. All right, set it down. Sorry if you guys are getting some wind in the mic. I hope it's bearable. I'll try to do this to cover it. So what you're going to do is you're going to let that part of yourself go. That's one of the hardest parts for a lot of people. And that's why I spent so long in this video sharing the magic of life with you. Because when you see the magic of life, it puts things in perspective where you begin to realize like, holy shit, it's amazing that I'm alive. We live in an incredibly magical space where, let's be honest, none of us really know what's going on here, okay? It is absolute magic in that sense. Anything is possible. The sky's the limit, all right? And you want to spend time focusing on all of these problems, all these social issues you may be having, or wanting to get more money, okay? Look at how magical life is. Suddenly, does that really weigh so much to you if you really see how incredible this gift of life is? All right, so now that you see it, you're ready to set yourself aside and you're also ready to allow magic to exist. So what you do is, for me, I focus on it. I set that part of me down. And it's like you're a brand new baby in this moment. It's like nothing else exists. Nothing matters. There's nothing important. You're not thinking about a bunch of stuff. It's literally just... It's like... That's literally what you do. You focus on it, and the most amazing things begin to happen. You will begin to feel actual shifts in your consciousness. I'm going to put this on my gimbal. I'm going to walk around and I'm going to explain this to you. Your consciousness, let me tell you something. is not separate from the magic of our universe and our reality. Get ready, because what I'm about to share with you is just insane. So don't go anywhere, but during the commercial break, make sure to go below, like this video. Thank you. Your consciousness is ever expansive. It connects to everything. It transcends all these different cycles of death and rebirth and is just constantly, eternally present. Now, we're super zoomed into our own human experience here, but that doesn't mean that you're limited to just this one focal point of the story you're experiencing socially, in society, whatever it is that you may be going through or whatever you're working on in your life, right? There's a lot that we get into. It's like we're these little kids with all these like paints that are available, and we just start painting and painting, but somewhere along the line, we start identifying with what we've painted, and it halts us from being able to paint more freely. See, it's this hilarious thing that happens, and it's such one of these funny aspects to being a human. Now, what ends up happening with this activation that you're doing with your Lemurian Quartz is you literally will begin to feel your consciousness tuning into other places where it simultaneously exists. Because you're not actually stuck here, all right? You are liberated here. To be a human, to be living here on Earth, I mean, this planet, this place, the fact that you're alive, this awesome vehicle you have to explore this place with, it's amazing. It's incredible. And guess what? This vehicle that you're walking around in actually has the ability to experience other places where your consciousness is still vibrating, still perceiving, still living. And to me, crystals are my favorite, most powerful way to do this. Look at it this way. The Earth has literally formed these from the most incredible transitions. Some of these crystals are ancient and have been around since the beginning, since even before some life started happening. And it's like, what? But our planet is conscious. And I feel like I've proved that with all the exciting information I've shared in this video. Our planet is alive. It is a living being. And us humans think we're separate from it, but we're actually not. We're an extension of the Earth's consciousness. We are part of it. We are like a new manifestation of the Earth that gets to walk around, think, and talk. It's incredible. But with these crystals, what you can do is you can actually bring in from a timeless dimension, from a place where literally time does not halt you. It's not a wall. There's no barrier. You can pull in energy and information from specific parts of your life that happened billions of years ago, for example. Because these are you. These crystals are you. This Earth is you. This universe is you. It's all connected. We're all part of this beautiful cycle of lifting each other up and falling out to be reborn again. It's incredible. Look at this place. And we get so caught up in our problems and our worries. There is a freedom that comes through with Lemurian Quartz. And it comes from the fact that you can tune into these other energies that have existed long before your human self has. What's the benefit of this? It adds new colors to your painting kit. So you can paint your life in new ways with new colors that you might not have known existed because people didn't tell you about it, because you forgot, whatever. There's lots of reasons why you don't know these other colors of consciousness exist, but they do. And the crystals are emanating them because they were formed in this very precise place, location. You ever notice how different locations have different energies? The mountains versus the desert, it feels totally different. The crystals are emanating this. Tune into your Lemurian Quartz. Bring in new colors to your palette to paint your reality. So what's the real technique? Remember, I'm going to clarify this for you so that you can really walk away with something you can work on immediately after this video. Take your Lemurian Quartz, hold it, let yourself go, focus, and allow whatever happens to happen. You will feel these shifts in consciousness, and now what you got to do, all you got to do is understand that you are now reprogramming your actual physiology. You are reprogramming the way you perceive, receive, and respond to your life. Oh, what's the benefit of this? There's so many benefits. Oh my God. Think about it like this. You connect to a super awesome state of being. Like me, for example, I get super hyped, I get amped up, I just feel like everything's so amazing. That's a really amazing state to be in because I do better at my job, I do better in relationships. I enjoy my day better. So there's lots of benefits, okay? There's lots of benefits to being in a state like this. The power of the Lemurian quartz is that you can anchor that state into the piece of Lemurian quartz, meaning that now, just by picking up your Lemurian quartz, just by carrying it with you, you can maintain this state. You can maintain this state, and you literally restructure your DNA on a cellular level. And the state that you're in is what is responsible for the entire life that you're going to have. That's where your destiny comes from the state that you're in. The state that I'm in is a state of absolute amazement that I'm even alive and that any of this is possible. And you know what that state achieves? It achieves incredible success. It achieves a lot of fun. When was the last time you felt this childlike sense of like, dude, I'm alive. Like, I'm going to just do what feels right. I'm going to have a fun, good time. We've been becoming adults, and what do I mean by this? I mean, there's nothing wrong with being an adult. There's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself, having the resources to take care of others and bring new lives into this world. That's amazing. All of it's amazing. But are you super serious? It's all so serious. That serious state is seriously hampering you from being able to live a super free, amazing life. Because when you take what you're doing seriously, consider this. Let's say it's super important to you that you get this raise at your job, so you're working really hard. Because it's super important to you, you're experiencing this fear, this anxiety. You're focusing on all these other aspects. Is my boss looking? Is it paying off? Because it's super serious and important to you. And then you go home and you tell your partner, oh, I wish I could get this raise. I'm working so hard. I deserve this raise. And it actually hampers you. Hamper, what I mean by this is it stalls you from being able to experience that. It makes it so that you can't experience as much success. Because the person who's free from themselves, the person who's just living their life and they're free from all these needs and these wants and these desires and all these things they think are super important, dude, your destiny, you are in a solid place. Let me tell you, I've been meeting people. I've been feeling this incredible energy. I've been seeing this incredible place. My Lemurian quartz is anchoring it in. I'm free and I'm flying and I am successful and I am rich and I am wealthier than any money has to offer. You want to know why? Because I can see the amazing gift that this life is. And I'm free to actually appreciate and enjoy it. And you can be too. You can be too. If you think that there's something uniquely special about me that enables me to experience this and that you can't, you're wrong. This same specialness exists in all of us. Your physiology, you just need to understand how it works. And honestly, you don't even need to understand how it works. Just use some tools that make it work for you. Crystals will work. They will do it. They will change your entire life because all you have to do is allow them to. That's all it's ever been. It's been the secret. It's been the secret all along. Open your eyes. Stop taking everything so seriously. Open yourself up to the magic and the amazement. Are there things that you love to do that bring you joy? Do them more often. Stop taking it so seriously. Stop taking it so seriously. And you know what? When you're in a powerful state like this, you ground it in. You ground it in. You anchor it with the Lemurian quartz. That's what people say. They're programming it. You're programming yourself. And you're programming yourself to activate that physiological state when you hold it, when you look at it, because it activates, because it reminds you, because you've anchored it in. Here's another way to anchor it in. I love my life. I love my life. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, you feel that? You are powerful, my friend. You are unlimited. The world is everything, and you are here to receive it, to experience it. Let me tell you something. You are more free than you could possibly know. If you want to get a piece of Lemurian quartz, if you don't have one, of course, I would love for you to get yours from my store below and support our channel. Thank you. Anchor it in. Anchor it in. Transcend all your petty, serious problems you've got, because we live on a floating rock in space that is exploding, nuclear reactions at the center of it, creating magnetic fields to shield us from the sun. The death that's happening in the sea is creating the air that allows you to live. The universe is repeating this cycle over and over again. These crystals were formed in the most amazing ways that most people don't even care. Let me tell you something. If you really want to see how cool crystals are, start looking up how they were formed. Start being more interested in how is this even existing rather than what can it do for me? And you'll start to open yourself up to even more power, even more amazement, because our world is insane. It is so cool that we are here. We just need to get out of our own way. And Lemurian Quartz can help you to do that. Do you work with Lemurian Quartz? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you experienced this freedom, this anchoring in, this transcendent consciousness? The more expanded your consciousness becomes, the more senses you have, the more enjoyment you can have. It's not about making sure to block everything out or dull all your senses. You don't need drugs to do this. You can just be free. You can just let your physiological state change, and you can change your destiny. And you can tune into this energy with the crystals. And Lemurian Quartz can definitely help you to do that. And that's why I've chosen Lemurian Quartz to be what I'm using in this video to explain this to you. Because let me tell you something. It's insane. It's incredible. It's beautiful. It's priceless. This kind of energy, this kind of physiological state you can achieve within yourself, this kind of conscious expansion, this kind of magical, this magical thing that exists. Priceless. You cannot put a price tag on this kind of openness and realization. You are free. Maybe you just need a friend who's been around a little bit longer than you and isn't so worried about being someone. Maybe you just need a friend like that to help show you what they know. It's a good friend. Thanks, much love to you. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you liked it. 3 videos a week, much love. My name's Nathan. See you for the next video, guys.